Hi. So one of my viewers, Leroy Musician, was asking, do we have a free will choice to escape the Matrix and reincarnation when we die? I think it's a great topic, and to make it short and simple, yes, it is possible. Now, into more details, you know, it is totally possible, like in the A. You have a free will choice, your physical body drops dead, and you decide what to do next. You have a free will, your body drops dead, and you might be here. For example, your body drops dead, and you're standing next to your body, or you might completely be in this void, it's complete darkness, and you're looking around like, oh, there's a light, there's some stars and planets, and you might actually see some things. So it is important that while we are alive here, we learn as much as possible. Because once the physical body drops dead, we don't get smarter when we die. Just make it smart, like sort of short and simple. We're not getting smarter. But so when your physical body drops dead, everything that you have learned here on Earth will stay there with you. Now that you are, for example, dead with your physical body, you're in the astral, in your second body, and from then on, you have the freedom to learn more. So you don't get smarter when you die, but after death, you still can learn, you still can recall your past lives, you still can see what you have done throughout your whole existence and choose to go somewhere else, choose to leave the matrix, get out of this reincarnational cycle, and leave completely. So that being said, what I mean by learning as much as possible while being here on Earth is to not just go into math and history and get diplomas and certificates and finish universities and stuff like that. No. What I mean is for yourself as a spiritual being to learn, okay, so there's plenty of people talking about what happens when you die. You read a lot of people and what they say. You listen to me, you listen to someone else, and by what you hear, you form your own opinion. It is totally okay to question me and question everyone else. It is totally okay to not agree with what I'm saying and not agree with anyone else because you are the one that chooses what to believe in. Now I'm sharing my own experiences and I'm getting out of body and I see how things work. And I have ability to talk with people who have been here on Earth and passed away. And meeting them there, they still tell me like what happens when they die, and how they move on, and like what's the story. So hearing it from other people who have passed away and comparing tons of different experiences, I have the ability to like, oh, okay, so here's a group with certain story like this, and this. And by seeing what people experienced, I can sort of assume of what are the possibilities when the physical body drops dead. And then there are things that you can learn here on Earth and stuff like that. That being said, what I mean by learning as much as possible and about yourself is how powerful you are. That you are a greater being, that you are God-like being, that you can do absolutely everything, that you are very powerful. Your imagination, your creativity, your visuals, what you think about, you have the ultimate power that most beings in the multiverse don't have because they can't visualize, they can create, they can only make. Think of a robot, of a machine. They're programmed to do something, but they don't have their own, like, oh, I'm going to come up with this and I'm going to make this. No, no, no. They don't have that. They have a program of what to do and they go with that. But you, on the other hand, have it. You have that skill, you have the ability, which is important to be aware of it. And that being said, listening to different stories, reading books and everything else about what awaits in the like afterlife, what you can find in the astral and other places. You might read about some soul traps, about like other planets and civilizations and other things. So you basically get an idea of like, oh, okay, so now I know about certain races, about certain planets and like other places. And at the same time, I know of some few traps like soul traps, like, okay, whoa, and that might be scary when you first hear it. But at the same time, once you know what's out there, you can also, okay, I know what's out there and I'm gonna make sure I avoid it, I don't go there, and I'm completely safe. So while you learn about the possibilities and the possible dangers, you also learn about yourself, that you are the creator being, that you are infinite, that you're unlimited, and no one can stop you unless you agree with it. So once you learn those things and about the possible traps, some people think that white light is a trap. Some people think like, oh, well, when I die, or when some people might die, they might meet archons, they might meet people they know who might pretend that like, oh, like I'm your loved one, and let's go talk, and then they end up talking you into coming back. So they know possible dangers, and they make note like, okay, I know what might happen, and I'm gonna avoid it. That being said, you learn about the possible traps and what might happen. You learn about yourself, And when the time comes, when your physical body drops dead, if in your life you get amnesia, dementia, some other weird things without your memory or other things, it is not going to affect you. Whatever happens to the physical body, any kind of diseases, any kind of disabilities, or anything else, it is not going to affect you when you drop dead. So whether you end up banging your head really hard and forgetting absolutely everything, you will not lose, because once your physical body drops dead, you will be in the shape, or your body will be in the shape of your best place and time when you were here. For example, in your 20s, in your 30s, when you were at your core, when you were able to do as much as possible. That is your default setting when you drop dead. Now, everything you have learned is recorded. And even if you forget everything, or you get amnesia or dementia or Alzheimer's, once you get out, you have the freedom to like, oh, okay, physical body had issues, but not me, because you're not the physical body. You're consciousness. You're infinite. You can do absolutely anything. So having ability to sort of recall everything that happened in your physical life and everything you have learned, once you're out, you might be in different places. You might end up here in your own apartment or your house next to your physical body. You might lay within your body like, oh wait, actually I'm out. So you actually see yourself and all this stuff. And from then on, some people are thinking like, okay, there's a grid or some other traps and how to avoid it and all this stuff. Well, if you believe in it, if it's a sort of hardcore belief that it's gonna trap you, that it's limited, and that you are a limited being, that you are not that powerful to go away from it, that will affect you. But if you change your belief system into, I am infinite, I am limitless, I can do absolutely everything and anything because I am the godlike being, you have all those abilities. If you change your belief system, any soul traps, any white lights, any grids, and all the creepy, dangerous that people talk about will not affect you because your beliefs do not allow you to go there. So you have the full freedom to leave and simply think of a place you want to be in. You might even create your own realm where you want to teleport. And whether it is video game, movie, anime, TV show world, you might go there. If it's something you saw before in the calendars, like, hey, I want this place. Or simply like, hey, you want to get away from here and simply think of your own realm that would be your paradise island or your own personal haven. Would it be a place where you can have tons of girls or boys for yourself and have your own harem and just have fun? Or a place where you can go like a massive library, like never-ending library where you can go like read, study, learn new things, and tons of possibilities. It is all up to you. You decide what you want to experience. So when the physical body drops dead, no matter where you appear, the first things first is everything that was happening here on Earth, your case, your fears, and everything else, will cease to exist. You will no longer be affected by it, which means your mind will be really quiet. All the fears like, oh, what if, what if, what if, what might happen if, and all the stuff, everything that you might worry about will not be there anymore because now the case belongs to the physical body, not the consciousness. When you leave, when you get out, that will no longer affect you, which means all the possibilities, worries, concerns will leave. You are the pure understanding, a pure point of view, awareness, but you will not feel like, oh my God, where am I? What's going on? What to do? And all this stuff. You will not panic. You'll be just like, oh, I probably died. Now what? And you have the freedom to go absolutely anywhere you want. You're not emotionless. You're just not in the fear band. You're no longer in fear and depression or into my life sucks. No, you're out. You don't have those bad emotions anymore. Your thoughts and everything else leaves. You have a super quiet mind where no more thoughts, no more worries. It's all gone. With that, with the freedom of like, oh, my body just died, and you have the freedom to look around. It's not like someone's coming after you right away. Someone's going to grab you or like pull you and stuff like that. No, you're simply standing, whether you are in your own house or like, you're still on Earth, or you might be in the void. No matter where you end up, you have the freedom to look around, to see what's around you, to fly around if you want. And at the same time, your visuals, your imagination are your ultimate power. So whatever you think of, whatever you imagine, sort of like, oh, okay, like, well, it's all black, or you might see stars and other planets and other things, like, okay, so there's like plenty of things I'm seeing, but you don't have to go there. No one's making you go somewhere and do something right away. You can literally stay in one position for a year thinking about what you want to do next, if that's what you want. So by that, you have the freedom to simply think of a place, imagine it, maybe see it, maybe even before your physical body drops dead, you literally sort of create your own personal haven. And what you do, you can literally anchor yourself there. And what I mean is, for example, your astral body is anchored to the physical one, which means your astral body is within, and when your physical body falls asleep, you have the ability to go. But it is anchored, like the silver cord or whatever people call it. You have the anchor that like keeps you here. You can sort of put that anchor in the place you want. For example, it will be the default place where you will go with your astral body, or where you will go when your physical body drops dead. It is your like sort of like default spawning place, default teleportation, default place where you're going to appear when whatever, when you die or when you get out of body. When that happens, you can have your personal place. Hey, even create it whatever way you want. You can write it down, you can visualize it, you can program it, whichever way is the best for you to create that place. You have all the abilities, all the freedom. There are no rules. You are the creator and you make it the way you want it to be. And that being said, once your physical body drops dead, you have a free will. You have a free will to not agree to anyone, to not go where anyone is offering you to go, to not hurry up, to not do anything. You choose what you want to do, when you want to do, and how you want to do. From then on, making a decision, having an intention to teleport, to fly, to simply appear in another place and sort of like quantum jump. Your consciousness can literally disappear from this place and appear somewhere else because you're simply a point of view. Your consciousness, you're not the body that has to be trapped by a grid. If you believe in that, hardcore, like, oh, I'm going to be limited by that, and you're afraid, that will limit you. But if you get rid of limiting beliefs and assume the point of view where, hey, I'm consciousness, I'm limitless, I'm infinite, I can do absolutely anything and everything. That is your ultimate power, and no one will stop you. So, that being said, hopefully this answers your question. And, I wanted to make it simple, but so anyway, hopefully you get anything out of this. So, thank you for watching. You have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.